Hey guys, my name is Max Convexity. Thanks for tuning into the channel. It's the Daily Covered Caller. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's start by checking the Defiance funds. We'll look at Triple QI first. Look at that. It's over the profit box. Nice. Full profit. It dipped into the profit box for a little while, but then popped right back out of it. SPX. It's outside of its profit box, which is good. IWMY. IWMY, the weakest of the bunch. It's underwater right now. And then USOY. USO is also pulling back. Okay, well, let's check the dividends on these various. I just updated these last night. All right, so Triple QI right now is making $933,000. They're also making 69 cents a share on the month. The dividend estimate's either $1.30 or $3.90, and that comes to 117%. JEPY. These guys sold options for $14. They're making $250,000 right now, which is $1 per share or 99% per share, earnings per share. Great. Dividend estimate is either 97 cents or $2.90, making a yield of 75. IWMY currently is actually down 700,000. Earnings per share on the month is only 2 cents a share on the month. Dividend estimate, though, is $1.26 or $3.77, which comes about to 113%. All right, so now let's look at the buffer report. All right. So over at the left is S&P, in the middle is NASDAQ-based high-yield funds. The S&P is just not moving that much. SPY-T and iSPY are down the most. SVOL is up the most out of those funds. In the NASDAQ-based funds, or the higher power ones, we have AIPI doing well. Triple QT doing really well, outperforming the benchmark. Great job. And YMAX pulling back and YQQ pulling back. Of course, YQQ is an inverse fund. It's designed to pull back. Anyway, all right, it's doing its job. ULTY is down. All the Bitcoin ones are down. All right, this is the new buffer report, kind of a specialty buffer report that I built mainly to compare the single-day ETFs. These one-day ETFs, they monetize a different source of, it's the same source of volatility, but it's different at the same time. I'll show you a chart of it in a second. In any event, they have a different return stream because one-day volatility is vastly different than 30-day volatility. 30-day volatility is what FEPI and JEPQ and BALI and GPIX and GPIQ. There's all of those, ton of those. AIPI is a good one. Those monthly funds that do monthly covered calls are great funds. They miss out on this extra source of income that the daily funds get. So there's 3 daily funds, and I put them all on here. 3 S&P daily funds. There's JEPY, there's iSPY, and there's XDTE. There's actually more, but I just wanted to show those. Well, in any event, you can see over here, this is every day as the month passed, and this is the cumulative performance. So ZIVB was down the most, down the second most was THTA, is down 7% on this day, but you can see the funds bounce back. Some of them aren't bouncing back so fast. THTA still down 5%. Some of them bounce back really fast. Look at XDTE, went from down 3.5%, or XDTE was down 5.5% on that day and is now up 4.5%. But in any event, being up 4.5% for the month is incredible. XDT's been killing it. If you guys saw my video the other day, I kind of explained why they do it. It's a super bullish fund, It's uncapped a large percentage of the time. But in any event, iSpy is also, they don't use daily options, but they do a swap that's based on a daily option index. So they're monetizing the same source of income, and so is JEPY. JEPY is up 1.05% on the month. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on this, and I'll try to make it better. All right, so let me see what other charts I have for you guys. This is just another way of looking at the same information. And that is also basically another way of looking at the same information. Anyway, I stayed up, and so is that. I stayed up late trying to make these multimedia presentations a little better, this chart's better. But in any event, all right, so now I have a couple of other things I want to get to. First of all, I'll get to this. Okay, Surf and Wine said, great video. One comment, you stated that the return for QDT is around 20%. If you take last week's dividend of 47 cents, I already know where this is going, and multiply it by 52 weeks, you receive $24 for the year. The stock is 42, so that's more than 50%, right? Yeah. All right, some of these numbers may be a touch off. No, not at all, Surf and Wine. You were right on. Okay, these guys pay options every week. The past couple of weeks, vol has been jacked. I should have said they average around 20 or 25%. The comparison I was trying to make in that video was JEPY to XDTE. And XDT's been absolutely killing it lately, but JEPY pays about twice the dividend. And I was saying XDT pays 20. Okay, well, yeah, not anymore. It's going to pay like 50 or 60 this month. But look, Defiance is also paying about double of what they pay. They usually pay 50, and you saw their S&P product's going to pay 77% or something. So everything's up across the board. That's what I was going to say. These iSpy, QD, or iSpy, Roundhill, and Defiance are the only ones that monetize this. Here's a chart of the daily volatility. These are daily bars, and you can see the volatility just, is at 8. That's just saying that's a daily VIX. Just a few days back, it was at 40. They sell options every day. So the day those funds sold options on this day, they received whatever 40 is compared to 8, about 5 times the premium. And it was also elevated going up to it and coming down. Now, yes, when it gets down here under 10, it's back how it was back in July when it was melting up every day. In any event, FEPI and JEPQ, even though as great of funds as they are, they're never going to see this. So, but yes, I absolutely should have said, it averages around 20 or 25. So let me look. Let me show you what I mean. So here's all the dividends. So these are in cents, but let's just 36, 33, 9. The 9 cents is a total outlier. I don't know where that came from. That was the third week. I can't believe they paid that little. But anyway, their average is 25 cents. Okay, just listen. 36, 33, 9. 26, 33, 25, 31, 37, 21, 21, 14, 23, 29, 35. I'm good at math in my head. That average is about to 25. That's in that 20. So they were paying about 25 cents. Okay. 25 cents times 12. What is that? $3 a year. $3 a year on and this is a $40 stock, right? Let's see. Now they're paying a quarter. Yeah, they're paying 25 cents a week. So let's just do that times 52. That would be, if it was dollars, it would be $52, but it's quarters. So it'd be 13. Yeah, it'd be $13.50. I'm sorry, my math messed up. Okay, it'd be $13.50 on something that cost $45. So something that cost 3 times as much, it'd be 1/3. So I should have said it's averaging 20. It's more averaging about 30. My bad. I shouldn't have said that. It's averaging more like 30. Okay, but the other funds average more like 50, 60. And this fund this month is going to pay. So let's figure out what it is going to pay this month. Well, the comment figured it out. Yeah, it's going to pay 47 cents. Yeah, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Because that'd be like $2 a month, which would be like $24 a year. Like, yeah, so that'd be like 60%. So it's going to be a great month. In any event, my bad. I should have clarified that. And I'll also acknowledge that these pay more like 25, 30 than 20. Okay. Let's do this now. Let's look at this one other comment. Let's see here. There's one other comment I wanted to talk about. I think I'm just going to make a new video about that other comment. Okay, so let's see what else we can get in the middle of. TSMY, Jay mentioned in the interview that this is the first fund that's going to do the special opportunistic call spread strategy where they don't have to always do covered calls. They can uncap the upside. I believe ULTY also has the ability to do that. So I'm going to start reporting on TSMY and ULTY every day, especially to the extent that the upside's uncapped. Right now, the upside's totally capped, just like always. They haven't uncapped it yet, but I'm going to keep an eye on TSMY. I might even open a spreadsheet on it and start charting it. I think it's going to be interesting to follow. We have NVIDIA earnings coming up. What is it, tomorrow? Let's see what other earnings we have coming up. So, all right, so Wednesday before the open. We got Chewy tomorrow before the open, but yeah, NVIDIA, Salesforce, CrowdStrike after the close. Then we have Dell after the close on Friday, after the close on Thursday. It won't be after the close on Friday. There's no earnings on Fridays, or not this week anyway. All right, so I have a couple of earnings diagonals in here. Let's see how they're doing. Here's a Dell earnings trade. I had some content on this, but in any event, the trade looks like this. This is what the profit and loss graph looks like now. This is what the profit and loss graph looks like at expiration. Costs about $500 to put it on. And that's the max loss. The thing about this trade is the market has to drop more than 12% by Friday, in theory, for this to be a losing trade. So we'll see. They announce earnings, the thing, but the problem is they announce earnings. So depending on what happens after they announce earnings, it's very well possible it could easily drop 20% or something. So we might recommend taking it off before earnings. It looks like, if you look here, their earnings are Thursday after the bell. So here's Thursday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If the price is still around here, looks like this trade could be taken off for about $900 before the earnings are even announced. And that would be ideal. Then we wouldn't even have to worry about earnings. All right. And then there's another one I made some content on also real quick on NVIDIA. It's up $37 right now, but it's also a bullish trade, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. The market can drop before it loses money, but if NVIDIA misses earnings, or if the traders don't like something they said, if they change their guidance in some way that they don't find favorable, they'll sell this thing, they'll sell it off, and then this would be a max loser. Pretty much a binary trade. It's either going to lose 435 or it's going to make a nice profit. What can happen a lot of times, though, is before the earnings come out, especially if they're Thursday earnings. So Wednesday, so we'll see. So here's Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So this one, depending on what the price of NVIDIA doing, could be taken off for a nice profit before earnings are even announced as well. So we'll keep an eye on that also. But also, I don't really have an opinion, bullish or bearish. I was in the video, I showed how to do a bearish, the same trade, but you can just switch to the bearish side. Or it's a similar trade. Not even a similar trade. It'd be a straight bearish. trade. And I'm not recommending making this. I think they're gonna blow out earnings, but this would just be a kind of a cheap way to take a bearish shot. Anyway, I just thought it'd be fun to put that in there, just have it to look at. All right. Then also we had a get out of jail free card. It's $1 million. It's a hedge for $1 million portfolio. Right now it's down $5,000 because the market's doing well. But of course, if the market drops, the market drops, say 7%, this spread would be worth $40,000. You own 5 options and you're short 3. So it's a spread. But in any event, we'll keep an eye on this one also. But the other thing about this one, it cost about $30,000 to put on. So if the market stays up the rest of the year, it's going to be a $30,000 loser. In fact, that's what it's designed to do because it's a hedge. It's for somebody that's already up a couple $100,000 on paper and is trying to lock that in for the rest of the year. So in any event, I thought that was interesting to follow as well. All right, we'll check back to the market real quick and let's see if the market's moving. Oh, look at that. It's actually moving up a little bit. It's close to being on the highs of the day. The NASDAQ looks like it's rallying. It's the first time it's got out of the Bollinger Bands all day. And in fact, it's the first time it's been out in a while. Now, the last time it broke out back here last Wednesday and Thursday, it was a huge fake out. So, I'm not saying, but we'll see. The bulls are trying to take control. The bulls are in control when they can get it outside of the Bollinger Bands and start it trending up. We'll see if they're able to do that this time. We'll see. Here's SPX. It's also close to its high for the day. All right, we're in good shape, it looks like. I will be back later with more. I appreciate you guys. See ya.